Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's time for a cliff mansion, and I built this one in Solani on a 40 by 30 lot. As you can see here, I'm using lots of debug rocks. These are from Strangerville, and I then started to work on the build. So this build is fully functional, it's accessible. I'm going to add lots of stairs at the front of the lot so everything works. And here I'm just working on some round shapes. Recently I've been creating so many round shapes. I generally love to create round builds, but recently it's been a lot for some reason. And as soon as I started to work on this, I also decided on a round shape, and there are 3 different levels and the shapes are identical, and you can here see how I'm creating them. And once again using the Journey to Batu rock to have a guideline, so I'm going to remove the rock. I'm just using it as a guideline, and I'm placing all these base game debug columns. And later on I'm going to use the custom room tool to create functional rooms on the inside. And I'm also going to remove a couple of columns so I have some space where I can place some windows so some natural light is coming in. I'm also going to use iron living glass floors just so some more natural sunlight is coming in. And here I'm placing some pristine pedestals to create a roof. So in this case, I'm just following the shape of the columns that I have already placed at this point. And I just had to place so many objects, but the build itself is not gigantic, so it wasn't too bad. So at first I created all these shapes, as you can here see, and then I'm going to build a bigger room at the very top, and this is where I'm going to create the living space, so the kitchen, the living room, the dining area, anything your Sims might need. And these weirdly curved shapes, these are going to be bedrooms, including a bathroom and everything. So it's fully functional, just a bit weird, and it was a bit strange to furnish these areas because of the shape. Like, it's really slim and narrow, and it was kind of weird, but I tried to make it work. And it's always fun to just have a different floor plan and a different vibe. For the windows, I used the ones from Equalize Style, and I'm also using the lowest wall height available. This way the windows perfectly match the wall height. And I also just wanted to have this kind of square look, so I didn't want to use super tall walls or something. I didn't want these shapes to be gigantic, so I settled on this wall height, and I think it looks really nice. And here you can see how I'm continuing the shape, and I'm just using so many pristine pedestals and so many base game debug columns once again. And here I'm just copying them using the tool mod because it was quicker, because you can duplicate objects by pressing shift on your keyboard. You just pick up an object and you hold down shift while placing them. This is what I like to do when I'm placing all these flat base game bushes, as I like to call them, when I'm hiding a slope, for example, when I'm using the terrain. But in this case, I had sized down the pristine pedestal 1 step, and whenever I try to copy it, it has its original size. So in this case, I really like to use the tool mod to just very quickly duplicate something. This is one of the things that I'm really recommending the mod for. I mean, I'm generally recommending it, but this is even if you don't like to create really over the top builds or anything, or if you feel intimidated by the mod, which is something that I'm oftentimes reading, I just recommend it for all kinds of different things, including simply copying something. And also, it's kind of a step-by-step learning by doing thing. Never feel intimidated by this. Just give it a try and you will have so much fun. I just want to mention this because I'm just duplicating so many things here. And as always, this is CC free and I'm modded in the gallery, so you don't have to worry about this. You can just grab it from the gallery, or you can grab the tray files, and everything is just where it's supposed to be, and you don't need the mod. But I just wanted to mention this. Here I'm also using the mod to kind of rearrange the position of some of the columns. This way, when you kind of make a small mistake, when the position is not perfect, you can just bring multiple objects into the correct position. And honestly, when I think about Sims 5, I'm just so worried about building with just the base game all the time, probably without any mods. And who knows if tool will be available from the get-go or at all. I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea about modding and what's going to be possible when it comes to Sims 5. And I know a lot of people don't even want to hear about Sims 5 because no one is really done with the Sims 4 at this point. Like, this is what I'm mostly hearing from people when the topic comes up. But I just kind of had to think about this because I'm really excited to have like the next generation of this game, and I'm really hoping for things like round walls, like without any tricks, or round pools and stuff. So I'm really hoping for some advanced build mechanics and stuff. But I'm also like, it will be weird to just kind of let go of the Sims 4 and to just only have the base game at first. But it's also really exciting to just see what's to come. And I think the last time there was like a official mention of the Sims 5 and 4 and the future of Sims 4, I think once again they said many more years of Sims 4 content, which is amazing. So there will be more game packs and expansion packs and stuff packs probably. Also, there was a roadmap. Everyone seems to think that there will be a werewolves pack, because I also thought this right away because there's like a full moon in the teaser. I mean, we got vampires, and also werewolves belong to vampires, and they just belong to each other. I mean, there's probably no vampires book or movie or TV show without any werewolves, and we have vampires, and now we just need werewolves, I guess. And I'm really excited about that. I mean, I prefer modern architecture and stuff. I'm not really like, I'm not building these really like fantasy builds most of the times, but I'm still really excited for a werewolves pack, and it's just something new and fancy. I think it will go so well with the vampires pack if we should get a werewolves pack. I'm just so excited about this, and I can't wait to see like the architecture, the build by objects. And I mean, it has to go hand in hand with vampires. Probably it has to be the same style because they just belong to each other. Like, vampires and werewolves exist in the same world kind of, and I'm really excited if the build by objects would be quite similar. And also the world, will it be like really similar to the vampires world? I think it's called Forgotten Hollow. I don't know. I've just been thinking about this, and I'm really excited about this. And I think it will be exciting to have a pack which kind of completes a different pack. And I think in this case, it's totally fine that it's not one single pack, because this way the werewolves will be really fleshed out in detail, just as the vampires. I mean, there's like a whole system behind them. You can kind of level them up. I'm not much of a game player. I'm a builder, but from what I've seen over the years, vampire seems to be really great. And at some point I even played with the pack, but like, I was never someone who went super into detail when it came to the leveling system and stuff, even when I played vampires. Here I'm building some type of balcony, so this will be the outdoor area. There's just the ocean and lots of cliffs, so I just wanted to include a small balcony so the Sims could hang out on the outside, have a barbecue. Also, this was a request in the comments. Thank you so much for this, but then I kind of messed up because the request included a hidden cave, and I started to build this, and then I remembered that you can't use the basement tool on a waterfront lot, and at this point the whole build was super progressed, so there is not any like type of hidden cave. I'm sorry about that, but it's a cliff mansion, so only the stairwell is kind of connected to the ground. The rest is floating, and I placed the debug rocks below the build, so it looks like as if the build is kind of sitting on top of the cliff. And it's kind of weird, like debug rocks sometimes act weird when you really zoom in. They sometimes disappear, which is kind of cool. Then it's not blocking your view in case something is kind of bugging into the house, which is not the case here. But it's like, this is like a mystery for me. Like, a couple of years back, I built a canyon build where I used all of the debug rocks from Strangerville, and then they were kind of disappearing, like becoming translucent when I zoomed in and out, and it was really confusing. But here it works in this case. Like, back then I was kind of sad about this because I like didn't want them to disappear, but here it's working perfectly fine, luckily. And here I'm furnishing. You can see that the camera is jumping around a little bit. This is something that might happen when it comes to a build like this, also when you're using the train tools. And I just wanted this to be really modern, just like the exterior. I'm using the kitchen from Dream Home Decorator here and also the shelves, but I also used this beautiful base game table. I just wanted to have a nice contrast. Like I wanted to have all these really neutral colors, but then I also wanted to have some wooden tones so it just looks more warm and happy, and I just combined different things. The sofa has this beautiful blue swatch and it goes so well with the kitchen swatch, and I just decorated this a bit, and this is kind of the main area. You can here see the living room, the actual living room, including a TV. So there are two areas, one area like a family room, also a TV room, just different areas. So even though this build is small, it kind of works out. This is a very small bathroom, which is adjacent to the living area. And here you can see how I'm working on one of the bedrooms. There are 2 bedrooms in total, and you kind of saw these like curved shapes in the beginning, and there are 3 of them. The one at the very top is the living area, including this narrow area where I had just built the TV and everything. And then below that we have 2 more, of course, and each one is a bedroom basically. You will see the floor plan in the screenshots and it's a bit confusing, but as I said, it's all connected, and I built lots of stairs so it's functional, and you can here see how I'm kind of using the weird shape to create a beautiful bedroom. I just included different areas. So I used one area to just placing the bed, and then I created a walk-in closet, and I used one area to just build a TV and stuff so the Sims could also hang out in there. And one of the bedrooms is kind of the master bedroom. It's an ensuite, so it includes a bathroom which is right next to the bedroom, and it can only be accessed by entering the bedroom, just like an ensuite. You can here see the beautiful bathroom. It's like really luxurious and big, and I had to change the position of the island living glass floors because I really don't like when you build like a wall below a island living glass floor when it's just not lining up, and it looks weird when it's like weirdly placed on top of a wall. Sometimes you can't help it, and I had instances where I couldn't really change it because it would have like changed the floor plan and layout, but in this case I just changed the position a bit. And this is it. This video is coming to an end. You can here see lots of screenshots. This build is available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. It's CC free and unmodded. And you can also grab the tray files from my Patreon. And now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Asia, Saturated Spark, Shannon McClam, Shada Shays, Talena Lynn, and Tina Turner. Thank you so much for your huge support. A big thank you to all my other Patreons. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos. I love you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this build. Thank you for watching. I hope you will have a perfect week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.